Okay guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I haven't made a video here for a long time. But I thought I'd use this space to actually start talking and unpacking some of what's happened to me and some of my story, because it has taken me, oh forgive me sir, I was like in the middle of doing my hair. It has taken me a long time to heal from things that I've been through, and you know, part of my journey and part of my therapy and talking to, good people has taught me there's no point in me coming onto a public platform to face things when I'm still mentally processing everything. So now I've got past that stage. I want to go back because I kind of was on my TikTok channel, started alluding to some of the issues that I was facing and some of the things, and then a lot transpired, and a lot again has come forward. So I don't know if that made sense. But basically, like, the more that I vent and the more that I talk, the more things make sense. But this right here, this video is more so for anyone who knows me, doesn't know me, wants to get to know me, and just needs to understand a bit more. Because in order for me to move on and to meet new people and to put myself out there properly, obviously I need to be understood. And my backstory is a lot of the things that's happened to me are similar to other people, a lot of similar experiences, but some of the things that has happened to me are not. And some of the things that have happened to me are just, it's just very important, need to know information, and it's important to disclose. But it's also, I'm doing this video for the people that are watching that are part of the abuse and a part of the problems and part of this backstory, who think that I'm too weak to speak up, or that I didn't find my strength, or that I would never be comfortable enough with myself to come forward and own who I am. And also, I've got a long life ahead of me, and I need to get this stage out of the way. My daughter needs to understand if she needs to look and watch videos and to engage with certain things that I don't perhaps want to talk to her about face to face. There is a place and a platform where she can come and look, and she can come and say, oh, okay, that makes sense. And if she wants to, because I base my relationship with my daughter around fun and having a good time, and all this stuff that I've been through that obviously is going to unpack a bit more, it's news to her, and I don't want her to mistake things. So I'm going to use this space to explain things fully and get things out. And it's kind of difficult to know where to start, because I started off on TikTok, as I said, with the story, and I started from the beginning. I started from what I could remember as a child, and then all of a sudden I got phone calls from the very people who I thought I'd already gotten away from, and I thought it was my time to really speak. And then new things came out based on those conversations, and it's taken me ages, so I'm also very cautious and conscious of the fact that doing this is going to bring some other things out, and there are people who may or may not be interested, who may or may not have more information, and yeah, I'm just gonna kind of probably not start from the beginning now. I'm gonna go off the top of my head and kind of like, I have a general idea of what I want to talk about. I have topics that I completely refuse to discuss, which is not many, just things that really involve people who were children at the time, or mainly that, mainly like situations where we were all kids, or I don't really feel like at this juncture it's necessary to mention that I will only mention it in passing where it's relevant, like, but I'm obviously going to use aliases to refer to most people, because it's just going to help going forward. People can't just feel like they can contact me out of the blue and be abusive if they think they're being put out when they don't want to. So I'm pretty sure you're going to gather what I'm on about eventually. So stick with me, stick with the channel. Obviously I'm looking for support and a bit of backing, because the community needs to come out in force when these kind of things happen, and especially where children are concerned or were concerned. And yeah, obviously, hopefully it's all going to make a bit more sense after some time. But last night when I was contemplating posting some YouTube videos, I thought about my daughter's dad and how important what happened with him and his mother and their family kind of is to the story, because at the turning point of my life where I basically lost contact with everybody, absolutely everybody, yeah, him and his family were literally the last people that I had spoken to from that era, like from the era of everybody knowing me in that circle, and from everybody having met each other, and for everybody being aware that certain things had happened. So obviously, another reason why I think it's important to put the story out is because I've learned so much about relationships since the, what is it, like 15 years that we've not been in one, but we've obviously not interacted for like 10 years. And some of the abuse that I went through with him, like physical assault during pregnancy and after living independently and being a single person and still having somebody abuse me, I didn't even know it was abuse until recently. Like, I never, so obviously for anyone who's watching who is literally going through things and you're literally in a situation and you think this is normal, this is normal, and I hear it a lot, I've heard it a lot, I've literally sat down and heard women saying you will think this is normal but it's not. I just hope to add to that and to just strengthen somebody, on anybody who is going through something with a person, man, female, dog, cat, where it doesn't seem right. You're not getting the love and support that you're supposed to, you know, and you don't realize it now. And if I feel like you're going to realize it at some point, obviously, I just want this to strengthen you and to just speed that process up for you, because I wish I knew at the time. Like, getting smacked in your face, being told that you're not going to receive financial support by your children's father, somebody refusing to look after their child, somebody playing mind games with you, and you say, look, I don't have anyone to help me during my exams, I've got a new job and I want to start to earn some money because I've left university, etc., etc. And the person literally saying, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then switching and saying, actually, I changed my mind, and being spiteful and being disgusting, thinking that that is normal, is just something that I wish I could scream to anyone going through it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I can literally just start blurting stories out. Like, I don't know if I've got that comfortable to just be like, yeah, and you never guess what happened, because there are people that I watch my film and go, you're so brave. Like, you go through things and you just come up here like, yeah, and this and this and this and this, and I just think, absolute soldiers, yeah, but I'm still like a bit shook, like, about certain things, because I'm not a violent person, you know. I'm not somebody who's had a lot of violent interactions with people. Yeah, we've all been had a back and forth with and done things in our teens and in our childhood and, you know, as kids knocking about. But as far as adult relationships, somebody unprovoked attacking you is just crazy. And the thing is, with him, I think when he was starting to tell me about his parents and his dad and his mum was explaining that she'd been through it, I didn't think how easy it would be for someone like him to actually take on that behaviour. And to this day, I swear he's not accountable for what he's done. And he's even started abusing my daughter, you know, using mind games and manipulation. And that is why I want to bring it to the public, because there are people who haven't seen me for years and years and years who see me around him. And I know he's told them stories about me that are not true. And I just want to clear everything up. Like, I really deserve it, and I owe it to myself and I owe it to my daughter, because I'm not having, you know, God forbid, she depends on him, she needs him for something, and he doesn't want to be there for her. She needs to understand that too. And I think, yes, I've made mention of her in this video, and she is still a minor, so I'm not going to be like, here, go and have a look. But one day, you know, she might see it and things will make sense and stuff like that. And I'm not living in any sort of fear. I just think it's important, you know. But yeah, around the time of my daughter's birth, I don't know if this is going to be a short or long video right now. I'm just gonna do it off the dome and then go from there, really, and upload and see what happens. But to those people, like, you know who you are, you're watching me, you're sitting and watching this video and thinking, and you know, you've been horrible to me. You may have gotten away with things. I just want you to understand that what you have done to me and my daughter is wrong. Yeah? And we, which are the people who support me, we see what you have done, and we would never, ever treat somebody the way I've been treated. So from not knowing who my real parents are, a whole family of people literally going completely ghost, completely silent. And I grew up with them thinking they were aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, relatives. For every single one of them, there's over 20, 30 people, 2 sets of families involved. For every single person to literally have gone ghost to where now they don't know anything about me, like telephone number, nothing. Yeah. For my daughter's dad then to join in, for girls that I went to school with that swore up and down they would support me, to turn around and leave me. Yeah. And I tell you what caused it. You may or may not know that I was in a court case against an abuser. Yeah. And this man, I've come to realize how many people, he was like, let's say, a guy from your area who everybody knows, let's say, and people didn't dislike him, put it like that. So upon finding out what's gone on, there's a lot of people who are still just like, well, I've given him a fiver before, I've sat down for dinner with him, I've had him in my house, and they're not on the side of the children that he assaulted, that he ruined their lives. They're literally just like, no one cares. But the worst thing is that hatred has spread, because I've even been told by multiple people, like, why has the authorities got involved? Why did the police even get involved in the beginning? I'm like, pardon? Do you know what happened? 5 years of a assault, and we won't even talk about that right now. Do you know what that is like for somebody? You have to seek justice. You have to get every single person involved out of your life. And you have to fight for a brand new life, the one that you deserve. That is why, But come to find out that I saw my daughter's dad with this man. Like, before the police arrested him, before, yeah, I've gone to pick my daughter's dad up from work when my daughter was like 2 or something, about 1 and a bit. And I've seen this man walking out of his workplace, and there ain't that many staff members there. So I'm thinking, you've literally been face to face with this guy, and I didn't even think you knew him. And when I said to him, like, approached my daughter's dad, like, what the hell? He's like, oh, what happened? Was it the man who abused you? No way. Like, that's the level of manipulation. I could never sit here, in one breath and in one go and in one video and talk about all of this. This is just an introduction to, like, a topic, a stream of consciousness that I'm going to just deliver on this platform, where I have time and space to explain things. And one thing that's important to know about me is sometimes I trail off when I'm talking to other topics, because I haven't really spoken to a lot of people directly about this. And sometimes it takes me a little while to explain the point of what I'm trying to say. So please forgive me if I sound like I'm waffling. I probably should consider editing out bits, but I'm not. I just want the raw, uncut truth to just be there, because there's so many people involved. And there's so many people on the fence, and there's so many people who picked the wrong side. You should not be siding with these people, You need to rethink whatever you thought had occurred, because I found out so much disgusting things from the authorities, not gossip. I wouldn't dream of sitting down and gossiping. And I've found out things that it's literally horrific, literally. So, as I was saying before, the time when the court case happened and everybody just sort of cut me off, he was one of the last people in that batch of people that I actually interacted with. And one of our last interactions was him literally trying to kill me. Literally, he threw me down a flight of stairs. And when it happened, the adrenaline just pushed me so fast that I got up and ran out of the house. And I think it took me years to process what happened, because it was unprovoked. If I tell you the story, you will think What? That's nuts. Like, imagine I'm in your house dropping my daughter off, and imagine I'm already like a bit funny, like, oh, I don't really want my daughter just to be just there with you. Like, when you've said, oh, someone else is going to be here with me, meaning your mum, because you live with her. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, all right, well, I've come to the house, your mum is not there. So I'm sitting around thinking, all right, I'll leave. I'm going about my day. It's Christmas Eve. I've dropped my daughter here. I'm spending Christmas alone, so you can spend time with your daughter and she can be with her family. But there's no family in this house. There's no one here. There's no Christmas tree. There's nothing. So I'm thinking, I don't know what mental state he's in. I don't know if he's telling the truth. I need to see his mother, because he's already lashed out at me prior to this. So I'm concerned about his mental state. I'm not going to leave my, then I think 7 or 8-year-old daughter there just, sir. No, I'm not. So imagine me saying, oh, can I use your phone? Like the house phone. Just to, and eventually he got so angry with the fact that I was sat on hold for too long that he's like, what, like, why are you still here? Like, just started an argument. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, son. Like, I'm like, can't you go and sit in the kitchen and wait whilst I finish the call? This guy runs up to me, drags the phone out of my hand, drags me by my clothes, throws me on the floor. I'm like, oh, hell no. I get up, yeah? And this part, I might have to, it's like explicit. I went and got something to defend myself. I went to run. Yeah, after I seen him, remember he's already hit me and he's already pushed me when I was pregnant and I already nearly died in this house, yeah? I went and ran to the kitchen like, what? I just want to get out of here. That's all I want. Move. Get my daughter's bag. Get her belongings. Oh, you want her bag? You want her bag, do you? It's on the top floor of the house. It's a 3-story house. I'm like, all right. I'm getting my bag. I say to my daughter, and imagine this story has never been told, and I have a whole witness, which is my daughter, because she remembers everything. God forbid. I'm telling you, this is why I did not contact him for 7 years after this, because I'm not letting my daughter witness violence. I've run up the stairs. I'm looking around, picked up the bag, come to make my way out. Yeah, there's a little bit more to that. Yeah, where I went into his room to pick up the bag, but I will say, I basically went. I'm a bit weird, yeah, and I think you've got pictures of me in here, like, because I know, because I've given you a picture, and I've seen my pictures previously in here. I said, if you've got any photos of me and Nala in here, just give them back to me. If you got anything of mine in here, just give it back, because this is me knowing I'm not seeing you again, yeah? And that might sound weird to somebody, but he's like, I ain't got none of your pictures. I said, listen, I looked around the room, I thought, you know what else? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. But no one ain't gonna sit here and tell me that I deserved it. No one. I picked up his laptop. I did. What crossed my mind when I picked up the laptop? I thought, this man has not paid a red cent for this child. I could sell this. I'll probably only get 20 quid, actually. Forget about it. I said, if you don't give me my pictures, I'm gonna throw your laptop. He's like, do it then. So I dashed it down. I did dash the laptop down. Yeah, but I never dashed it to break it. I dashed it to, like, by this time I had no weapons in my hand. I put the weapon down. At this point, I'm just trying to get out of the yard. I did dash down the thing. After that, this man picked me up and threw me down the stairs by my collar, lift me off my 2 good feet and throw me down the stairs. I still had the things in my hand. I'm like, all right. Got up, ran out the house. This man chased me down the road all the way to the bus stop, yeah? The bus stop is like 25 meters from his house. Got on the bus and I was like, I will never contact him, yeah? Granted, I didn't call the police. You know why I didn't call the police? Because I said, well, you did throw his laptop, innit? You did, so, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, but imagine now, reaching my big age now, saying, yeah, you threw his laptop, but that don't warrant him to throw you down the stairs, does it? No. Especially if you're going to say to someone, do it. But that's not even the big story. That's not even the big story about him, because next comes the big story. That's part 2 Okay, so we've fallen out. We've fallen out. I'm pretty sure after that, when I say last contact, I mean like last arrangement for him to spend time with his daughter. Like, because I'm always initiating it at this point for 3-4 good years. I'm like, take your daughter, spend time with her, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm not playing down the fact that he threw me down the stairs because, as I said, I kept my mouth quiet because I threw the laptop. Yeah, but I've heard since then, the 10 years since then, multiple girls telling me, listen, Ray Tay and Tate, it don't give no man the right to come and try and murder you because what, yeah? Right. After that, I think I spoke to him like 2 more times, yeah? That's probably going to come in part 2 because I'm already worn out telling this. But I say all of this to say, that incident, guess why it's suspicious? Because the next person did the same thing to me 8 months prior to that. 8 months prior to that. Now, there's another character, a new character unlocked, and this is the final person who I don't even like talking about him because I don't even know who sent him. Because, as I said, this story needs unpacking. But one person came into my life, robbed me, beat me, did the lot, yeah? And all I kept... And that's going to sound so juicy. That's going to sound like tea. But when you hear how it happened, it ain't going to make no sense. This person invited me to their house, yeah? 8 months prior. When I surprise, cha-ching, I'm walking through the door without permission, basically, to come through the gated door. I just make my way through because I find it's open. You're already expecting me. I've already been talking to you like, you know I'm here. When I knock the door, I'm welcomed with a punch in the face, and this person grabbed me by my locks and pulled me down 5 flights of stairs. 5 flights. I'm already not good with this person. We already got problems, yeah? You've already done a lot of stuff to me, but that, I was like, okay, obviously that person's gone out my life. Go to the dad's house. He threw me down the stairs. But the thing is, he tried to throw me down the stairs one time before. So now I'm thinking to myself, let me just stay away from these people at this point, etc. I seen him come to my house, probably... He came one more time because I took a video of him turning up at my front door about... He didn't turn up. I think we had a conversation and he came to my house and I said, you can come here, but I'm going to record this because every time I've been around you, you've been violent. This is my daughter's dad. So, as I said, it's a lot to unpack. And the story is just, it's not going to click. It's not going to click what I'm trying to say. That is the basis of what happened. Yeah, at the end of the day, he threw me down the stairs. And at the end of the day, that triggered me to say, well, when I'm around him, I'm not safe at the end of the day. And I don't have to do much. Yeah, because don't forget, and I'm pointing this out, and I have to remind myself of this, before I threw the laptop, he already grabbed me by my clothes and threw me on the floor. Do you get what I'm saying? He already initiated an assault, which is what speared me to say, I need to get my daughter's bag because I've put her good Christmas clothes in there, expensive, that you lot don't pay for. I need her bag. I probably should have left through the front door. I don't know why I forced myself to go up the stairs to get my daughter's things. It was obviously a setup, you know, but a lot of weird stuff happened around that time. So around that time, it was probably the May, if I think correctly, or April, the abuser was jailed for 17 years. 2 months later, I get thrown down the stairs. I get dragged down the stairs by my hair. Couple months later, I get thrown down the stairs. Yeah? And the funny thing is, all these people, I have a connection, which is not going to become apparent until a few stories in. They all have a connection, you know? And they have a connection especially to him as a, if you like, big man in the same area where they've all grown up. So, as I said, you know, take that as what you want. If you want to come back to my channel and you want to, you know, tune in and understand what I'm trying to say, because these people are connected to a lot of... We're all connected to each other, especially South London, but some dark things went down, man, and because it's 10 years later and I've recently encourage my daughter to contact him, and because he's keeping up the same weird stuff, and I'm gonna post receipts, I'm gonna post text messages of the way he's communicating and just the weirdness and everything, and hopefully you're gonna understand where I'm coming from and why I feel like it's important to share my story. But yeah, there was a point in time where I experienced a lot of violence. If you look on my TikTok, it's probably difficult to catch the videos because I make quite a few videos. But there's multiple men who, at some point, they just, and these are not people I'm necessarily in a relationship with or having any relations with, because I'm the type of girl who, I'm not in all of that. I've had 2 relationships, 2, yeah? And that's the 2 people I'm telling you have beat me up over multiple occasions, over multiple years. Yeah. Other than that, I've had violence from like guys who are perfect strangers, people who have just, oh, you're right, and you want to chill, and, like a pub friend, like random people, you know. When I say pub friend, I don't mean like an alcoholic. I mean someone like that, someone you'd go clubbing with, somebody you went to school with, just normal people, just random, so random. And yeah, the connection is absolutely nuts, but guys, it's wild. But I'm gonna stick with me. Look, I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna go down a bit of memory lane and a little bit of, but yeah, that's it for now. That's what I wanted to share. Just the fact that, my daughter's dad situation, he was a monster to me. He was a monster to me, and I just need that to be out there because I've kept my mouth quiet. And to be fair, we should not be protecting these people. We should not be protecting them with our silence. If I'm in the wrong, I'll put my hands up. Yeah, but if it's not right for him to do the things he's done, then I am more than proud of myself to be here telling my story. And yeah, I think part 2, I will talk about the second half of the drama. And this is not the part where I'm saying he's a monster. This is just me describing the physical assault aspects. Yeah, and the reasons why it led to that, like I said, and the fact that 10 years after these things have occurred, I've gotten up out of my young self into my proper mature woman side and thought, I was quiet about that, blaming myself. And that's what you hear. That's what you hear women saying. It's my fault. It's my fault. He said it's my fault. It's my fault. I'm literally sitting here doing that. I'm literally telling you the mentality that will drive a woman to literally be silent about getting beaten up. But the point of the matter is, no man should put their hands on you. I don't care. Because let me tell you something. If it was my son and he came to me and said, oh, my daughter's mum, she threw my laptop, do you think I'll be like, oh, you didn't throw her down the stairs then? Didn't you attempt to kill her then? No. I would have said, well, what's the matter with her? Why is she behaving like that? Have you spoken to her? Yeah, so I'm just showing you the different sides, the victim mentality, which literally leads to the justification of abuse, yeah? And the other side of it, when you grow up and you're a mum and you're looking after yourself, protecting yourself and protecting people around you, these behaviours are not acceptable. Do you get what I mean? That guy who dragged me by my hair, that story is to be saved for when we know each other well, because that's when we break out the red wine, because he, if the devil could send anything, yeah, but as I said, part 2, there's a second half of the baby father and why we have not spoken for so long. Yeah. And the fact that this man tried to end me, and then he tried to have me put in jail. I'll leave it there. Have a blessed day. Like and subscribe so you get notifications. Put the bell on so you know when I'm posting. I don't have a set date yet, as I said, when I'm going to post my next video. That's probably not good for my channel, but we are going to decide between us how often we want my updates and everything, because it is a lot to take in and people have lives, and you know, even I've got things to do. And yeah, you guys let me know if you want to, if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer anything. You know, I'd rather you refrain from the negative comments, unless you're going to talk to me personally, unless you're trying to teach me something that you think is constructive, that you think I've missed something. You know, don't just feel like you could just say blasé things. If you really think you're schooling me, then do it properly, yeah, and convince me. Otherwise, keep the negativity to yourself. You understand? At the end of the day, what you should put in the comments is, man's not supposed to put their hand on woman. End of story. Yeah. All right. Peace.